You continue.
This is already nothing. It doesn't matter what may seem to be happening right now, watching happening, waiting happening, listening happening. Is already nothing appearing as that. And that which is nothing, it's all there is. It can never really be grasped. It can never really be understood. It can never really be known because already there is no one or there's nothing outside of it to know it and understand it and possess it. There's just it as it is. It is already boundless and empty. It's not a man or a woman, doesn't have any culture, doesn't have anything in it, is already empty. But what seems to be things may seem to appear in it. And those things which seem to appear in it, they are already it already. The appearance in this is the same. So it's just this. If it appears as talking, as thinking, as feelings, it's already what it is. So there's really nothing to do with, nothing can be done with what's happening. It's just what seems to be happening. There's no doer, really, who separates, who can do anything about what's happening. Because even what seems to be the doer is already what's happening. So there's no real doer. It's not personal. If something seems to say, oh, I need to do this and that is just what's happening. It's not personal. There's no real somebody who's separate who can do anything. It's just what appears to happen in this. So everything is this already. No matter what shape or form it may appear to be, is already whole and complete. This is already shapeless, yet it may appear as a shape, or what seems to be the shape. It's already sensorless. It doesn't have any sensor. And it doesn't have any boundaries. And what seems to be listening or waiting right now is already this nothing or nothingness appearing as that. That which seems to be listening or waiting or talking right now is already everything appearing as that. So there is no separation. There is no real separation except as a thought. It's a thought that says there's separation. This is separate from that. It's just a thought. There is no real separation. There is no real distance to cover. There are no borders already. Everything is already this. That which seems to be looking for it can only be it dreaming itself to be separate. There can never be anything outside of it that can look for it and find it. It can only be this boundless energy appearing as separate or dreaming itself as a separate self, looking for itself. So it can never really find itself because it has never lost itself. It has always been itself. This can never really be found because it was never lost. It's wholeness, it's everything, which includes every sound that may seem to appear, which includes sitting on the chair, blinking, happening, waiting, and even thinking. That as it is not being done by somebody. It's just what seems to be appearing from this nothingness, from this boundless, unknowable, spacious. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Just the way it is. There's no wrong or right here. There's really nothing to be done to fix anything or to get anything here. You are already that which you are looking for.
That's easy for you to say. I feel that now. But billions are struggling and lost in the struggle.
Yeah, before any imagination may happen, before any dreaming may seem to be happening, the dream of being separate, there is always that's uh it always starts from zero. Everything begins at zero. I mean, what I'm trying to say is everything is already zero, is already nothing. So a dream or any feeling or any sensation or any thought may appear from nothing and disappear into nothing. Everything doesn't start from one, When you count, to start from zero, you know, 0, 1. So what seems to be 1, 2, 3 is already zero.
Yeah.
So you're already nothing, thinking that you're something. But thinking itself is nothing. The thinker is also a thought. So the thinker is just another thinking happening, appearing from nothing. When it says, I'm this person, I was born, and one day I grew up in a certain location, I did this and that. Those are just thoughts. There is nobody there. So those thoughts at times may seem to say, oh, I wish I could find enlightenment. But really, there's nothing there already. There's just enlightenment, appearing as thoughts looking for enlightenment. So something may say, how can I get it? And the question may arise that what is looking for this really? What is looking for enlightenment? As what are you looking for enlightenment? What do you take yourself to be? So really, a thought that seems to say, I'm this body. Yeah. It's just a thought, you know. And when it is looked for, it can never be found. The body as it is innocent. But the thought that seems to appear and identifies with the body is just never there. It's just a thought that can never really be found. Can there be any can there be a Charles without any past or without any thought arising?
There'd be a Charles at all.
Yeah.
You know, scientists have said they discovered in the last few years where will comes from, like personal will. So they took, and you've probably just actually seen this happen in front of your eyes, right? With the Lancosi. It's, they took kids and they put mobiles in front of them. You know, you know what a mobile is? Like the kid's toy with things hanging off it. Put it in front of them, and they go like that, right? And then it goes like that. The mobile goes like that. And then when they see that, they want it to happen again. You know, they have an action, and the world has a reaction, and they get locked into a loop trying to continue that process. And they think that's what will comes from the baby. And you can just see, like, that baby has mobiles everywhere. It's got mobiles inside. It's got gender, which is a mobile, right? It's got race, it's got culture, it's got time frame, it's got its parents are like, it's got what it eats. And it just creates this multi-dimensional framework that becomes the basis of all personality, right? That becomes the basis from which the light shines through and refracts, and we're still reacting to the mobile, right? And we're reacting to that mobile, you know, how we've been conditioned to make the mobile move in a way that we think we should want to make that mobile move based on, what all the other mobiles say is the right thing to do or whatever. It's but you just see that process. So what is Charles? It's a cultural matrix of mobiles, uh, both biological and cultural and circumstantial, uh, hormonal. Based on all these things that, how can I claim? And how can anyone claim, right? So there's just all these people reacting to the mobile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in a play or when there is a movie, when there is a script to be read, even the characters are given different names, just to gonna be so and so, you're gonna be so and so.
Yeah.
So this what is, uh, it's all there is. There is nothing outside of it already. But in the story or in a play, it appears to as a play or as a movie, as a story, whatever, simulation. There may be names, labels that are given, because everything is already one. So that body might be given a name, and that the other one is given a different name, just for the story to be perfect. You know, but names, are just labels. Labels. There's no real Nkosi, there's no real Charles. It's just this energy, boundless energy everywhere.
Refracting
So if
different,
yeah,
refracting differently.
yeah. Come
Make
again?
different shape. It refracts, there is no Nkosi, there is no Charles. It's just
Yeah,
one. Within the one, the energy refracts. You know what I mean by the word refracts? So, when you've got like a glass of water, right? And the sunlight comes through and goes through the water. On the other side, on the table, there'll be like um um a pattern of light, right?
yeah,
Based
yeah,
on how it looks like when it goes through the water. And it changes. That pattern of light on the other side of the water will change based on where the sun is, the shape of the glass, if you got some dirt on the or whatever, the clarity of the water, the cleanliness of the glass, the shape of the glass, based on where the sun hits.
mm,
It's like you've got the one, but the energy refracts. It cascades throughout the labels to make one
yeah,
different patterns, but it's still the sunlight. You know,
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, perfect example. So here, the story is seen as beautiful. There is really nothing here that is trying to stop the story or to get rid of the characters, because the characters itself themselves are just an expression of this boundless uh, energy, this spaciousness. So everything is beautiful because everything is already this. They may be going to the left, maybe be going to the right, or going up and down. It doesn't really matter. Still the same. What is expressing as everything. And in a dream, when this appears to dream itself as separate, it may seem as if in the story, of course, it may seem as, oh, that is bad. That shouldn't be happening. I wish that could happen. I wish this could change. That's just a story. But this, when it recognizes that it has never been an individual. It's all there is. It's everything. Then everything is beautiful. The story is beautiful. The characters are beautiful. The manifestation, every microscopic creature is is beautiful. Every expression is okay. Trees, mountains, sky, rain, thunderstorms. Nothing really gets destroyed because there's just this. There's nothing outside of this. There's nothing separate from this. So nothing really gets destroyed. There may seem to be a war going on, buildings collapsing, bombs exploding, but really nothing really gets destroyed. There's no separation and nothing is really lost. because everything is this. This is this is everything. This is alone as everything. So it doesn't really see the other. It sees itself, and it doesn't mind itself. And it takes care of itself. When love appears, it can never really be love for another person. It's just love appearing from itself. It's just this, only loving itself. Because there's no separation. There are no others. When they seem to be uh, others, it's when this appears to be in the play, to play, you know. So this can never really be gotten because it's the only thing there is. There's nothing outside of it to carry it. It's already here. So there are no steps. There's no journey, and there's really nowhere to get to. There can never be any steps to get to where you already are. There can never be any journey to get to where you already are. Before there can be a thought that seems to say, but how can I, even before that thought, you're already there.
But how
So
can I,
somehow,
you know, but how to notice, how to notice.
yeah, before there may be a looking, it can also be noticed that, okay, wait a minute. As what am I looking? As what am I searching? If a desire arises to search, to look, then who's really looking? Rather than finding what is being looked for, it is advisable to find the finder,
Yeah.
to look back who's really who's the finder.
Yeah. The looker. For whom can this be found?
As in really the attention always goes to that which has been looked for. It never goes to, you know, to that which is looking. It's assumed that that's okay. That's I'm here. That this is real. I'm real. So I need to find that thing. I need to find it urgently. It's just an assumption that there's somebody there, but there's nothing looking already. Looking for nothing. It's already zero. Looking for zero. Somebody once made an example or gave an example that's it's like a fish in the sea that tends to look for water, that
Yeah,
tends to look for the sea, but it's
right.
already
Made of it. Yeah.
it's more like thoughts. They seem to be imposed in this space. This just what is. Somehow thoughts they seem to be imposed to say something about what is. The room itself is okay as it is. The wardrobe, the books, the bed, but the thought may seem to come and say, but that's it's not okay. This is not okay. This
Yeah, that's what Melissa does. You still been drinking cayenne and lemon and what was it? Thyme?
time spice.
Thyme spice? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drinking it. Yeah,
Lemon,
that's very
cayenne, honey,
nice.
and
There is
thyme,
also
right?
a green tea.
And green tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that cayenne. So is it so that you can barely taste it? Or does it or can you taste it?
Yeah, it's just a little bit. It's not so much. It's just um
Few grains.
it's not even a full teaspoon.
Oh, that's a lot of cayenne. So
No,
that means
it's,
it's
it's
hot
just
on
a
your
little bit.
tongue.
Sorry?
So it's hot on your tongue.
No,
No.
no.
Is your food spicy?
Yeah, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But I usually prefer boiled food.
Boiled?
Yeah, boiled. Yes.
Like soups?
Yeah,
I like soup. Yeah, I like soup.
it's very nice.
When I was growing up, most of the time it was just my dad and me. And he couldn't really cook very well. So he'd make a lot of soup, right? Make soup at the end of the beginning of the week and maybe a loaf of bread. And then we could have it throughout the week. Cheap, we didn't have any money. And so I learned how to make soup very young, and I still really like to make soup. Yeah.
So do you pour oil?
Oil.
Mm.
I usually start with oil and then saute vegetables a little bit, and then put in spices and broth. And I like to put curry in there and different tomato products generally, you know, at various degrees. Yeah. Potatoes. Sometimes I make stews where it's real chunky. You can almost put like whole potatoes in there and then smash them up. And then so it gets to be, really thick sometimes.
Yeah.
Root vegetables. I like green peppers a lot.
Green pepper.
Green pepper, onion, garlic, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I love green pepper as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes the food taste very good. And curry leaves,
Yeah.
when you add curry leaves, wow,
Yeah.
tastes even much better.
I try to add curry to everything I make, but family doesn't like it so much. I mean, I'll make fresh curry too. I'll make it where you roast all the seeds and stuff and then grind it and then sift it. If it's really fresh, it tastes so much better, you know.
Yeah.
But it takes a while. And it also stains everything. The curry gets over everything, stains it yellow. You know what I mean? The turmeric and the curry, it gets on your clothes or the dishes, makes it all yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Indian spices that
Yeah.
we sometimes use. Yeah. So granola, peanuts, and all the stuff is only for breakfast.
Yeah. I make granola. I have granola every morning. Lots and lots of nuts. It's cinnamon, honey, a little bit of salt, and then like sometimes chia seeds. flax, oats, lots of oats, and then lots of nuts that can be like almonds, cashews, walnuts, pecans, sunflower seeds, cheap and really good. And I'll leave some of them whole, and then a lot of them I'll just grind up to powder, you know. And you put it in there with lots of honey, sticky, and the flax and the chia gets sticky, when it's wet. So put water in there with the oats and mix it all up till it's the same consistency of cookie dough. So it's a kind of like a pasty stuff. And then I dehydrate it for a couple days. But you can just stick it in the oven. You can just stick it in the oven for about 45 minutes. And then I'll make that once every 3 weeks. And then I have that every morning for breakfast. I eat a lot of it. That gets me all the protein and the oils from the nuts and everything. Gives me a lot of my main diet. And then so I don't feel like I need any meat doing that. Yeah.
Yes.
Cinnamon. Did I mention cinnamon? Lots of cinnamon. And then you can cut up any fruit you want. Put sometimes a whole bag of apples, raisins, anything that you have.
Banana.
Yeah, you can do. I don't do banana because Melissa's allergic to banana, but banana is really good. Works really well in the granola. Yeah. Yep.
Wonderful. I'd love to taste that.
Yeah. Gotta get you over here. When the kids leave, you can sleep in their room.
Yeah.
Would walk your auntie to the bus stop.
Yeah. No, so she's still busy with something at the moment. She's very shy.
Someday I'll see your auntie.
Yeah. Someday. Yeah.
Well, of course, I have to leave early today because Melissa needs to pack for New York. So
Okay. All right.
it's beautiful. Thank you. I'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Bye. Too.
Thanks.